On this week's episode, we talk some new Steam releases, Dishonored, and Bound by Flame. Welcome to Video Games, eh? What is up, guys? You're listening to Video Games, eh? The very Canadian podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and the games we've been playing this week. So today, I brought the news today, Josh, to change it up a little bit. I only have 3 items in the news though today. A lot of them were just kind of speculation on upcoming games and stuff like that. So I figured, we'll just skip those. You guys can go and search that stuff out if you want. But these are just some news topics that kind of piqued my interest that maybe we can talk about a little bit. You all set?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go for that.
Let's do it. Okay, so number 1. The Wii U hardware sales surged by more than 150% last week, following the release, obviously, of the Pokemon fighting game Pokken Tournament. This is in Japan only. So Pokken Tournament in Japan sold 72,000 units. The Wii U jumped from selling around 4,000 to around 10,000 systems in the same week that Pokken Tournament came out.
In a single week.
In a single week, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's.
And the PlayStation 4 at that same time sold 27,000 units, so a lot more. But get this is what interests me the most. The Xbox One in that same week in Japan sold only 75 units.
Whoa.
75 units compared to PlayStation's 27,000 and Wii U's 10,000.
That's like nothing. That makes me think that Microsoft isn't even trying to get a piece of that market.
I know, it's insane to me that it's only 75 units.
Like, are they not doing any advertising, and is no one in Japan aware of like the Windows 10, how you can kind of do the cross-platform play now and all that stuff? I guess they just don't care.
Maybe Microsoft just says, well, you know what? With Nintendo and Sony both coming out of there, we might as well just leave it.
Yeah, that's weird. But that's so low. Are you sure that's not like a typo?
No, I had to check multiple times because I was like, "There's no way this can be right." But imagine being one of those 75 people. You know, you buy an Xbox One, you're all fired up, you buy your game, you go to play online, nobody there.
Yeah, there's like 75 other people, and that's assuming they're all online at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. There'd be no one to play with. Okay, number 2. EA Sports apologizes to a Muslim fighter who has a Christian celebration in UFC 2, but he's actually a Muslim. His name's Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he tweeted out after he found out, he said, "I'm a Muslim and not baptized. Please, EA Sports, edit my after-fight celebration. I have a lot of Muslim fans, and you have to respect it." I just thought this was hilarious. Like, typical EA gets it wrong. Like, what are you guys
EA
doing?
Gets it wrong again.
Like, what are you doing?
I was actually thinking of mentioning to you, and I don't know if this is a spoiler for the show, but that at the end of the podcast each week we should have a state of the EA sports games type deal where we just talk about how bad they are, because it's always fun to rip on EA sports games.
I agree. So whatever piece of juicy nugget of info you got there, save it to the end. Yeah,
well, I think that's hilarious that you started this news. Like, I did not know, and I haven't heard that news at all. Like,
I know.
That is news to me, and that's funny.
It's hilarious. See, that's what I mean. News, you guys, if you hear about major things, you can talk about it. But, like, that's the kind of stuff that I just find hilarious, man. Like, EA, get it right. Like, you don't have to give the guy a Christian celebration.
Yeah, you're also this, like, massive company.
And they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the little things, right?
Yeah, it's the little things.
Expect them to get the little things.
Gosh. All right, number 3. This one's a big one. So here in Canada, major retailers started accepting pre-orders for the PlayStation VR. The full package that the pre-orders includes is $700, $69.99 or $699.99, and it includes a headset, camera, 2 PlayStation Move controllers, and it comes with 1 game that's got like 5 smaller games in it. I checked EB Games. They were sold out. I checked Best Buy, and they were sold out. And as of right now, we're recording this March 23rd. Walmart has some left.
Wow.
And you can expect those to arrive October 31st,
How
2016.
how much is it?
Well, so it's actually like around $500 for just the VR. But the only pre-orders they're accepting right now is the basic package, which comes with everything. It's $700.
Oh wow. Um, do you need a PC to run the VR, or does the PlayStation VR run off of your PlayStation?
So you need to have a PlayStation 4.
Okay.
You absolutely need a PlayStation 4.
So for the total package, it's like $1,000 or like $1,100.
Yeah, so like if you didn't have a PlayStation 4 and wanted PlayStation VR, you had to buy a PlayStation 4, which would be upwards of $1,000 for the whole package if you wanted it all and you didn't have it already.
Yikes. 2016 though, it's becoming the year of the VR. So
Right.
who knows? Like who knows? In a couple of years, that could be way lower.
It's here, and we've got to either jump on board. I was curious to see how well it would sell, personally, just because I thought, well, maybe people are just going to kind of wait until they see what kind of games are out for it. But the EB Games sold out, Best Buy sold out, and I assume Walmart within the next day or two is going to sell out as well, even at that price point, which is real interesting to me.
Yeah, that I find that interesting as well because, as you said, like there's no games really, like not a huge library.
That's right. Well, I looked at the game that comes with this PlayStation thing, and it's got these 5 mini games.
Yeah.
One lets you it's like you look like you're luging down a street, like you're on a skateboard or something, lying down, and you gotta
Yeah.
lean to turn. The other is like a heist, it's a first-person shooter, so you use the move controller to shoot. There's 2 like that. Then there's one where it looks like you just go underwater in a shark tank and look around and see what's happening.
Okay.
Is what it looked like to me. Well, which looked pretty cool, but it didn't look like anything really substantial.
Right. Okay, but at the same time, I don't know if you can use this on the PlayStation VR, but for your PC-enabled VRs, there's this thing that I just saw announced today, or they released today, called Virtual Desktop,
Okay.
and it lets you like use the internet in your VR, and it lets you use your virtual reality headset as a monitor replacement.
Oh.
So then instead of just like looking at your 21-inch screen or whatever all the time, you can look at it as if it's a movie theater or whatever.
Right.
And also, it's got full compatibility for 3D YouTube videos.
Whoa.
So it like pre-downloads the entire 3D video, and then you can jump right in. And you know how on the YouTube 3D video, you can like use the click and drag to rotate the quote unquote camera?
Yeah.
Well, in this, it's like it's all just around you all the time.
Oh,
So you can,
okay. So those are the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift that can do that?
yeah, and I think a couple others.
Oh, okay.
that
So,
I-
well, it's funny you mentioned that because I was curious, so I looked at how much those cost in Canada
Yeah.
and kind of what the packages are for those. So the HTC Vive is on Steam. They're offering the pre-orders. That's the Steam kind of hardware, right?
Yeah.
And that
Actually,
package in Canadian is $1,150, which is a steep price tag. For the Americans out there, you guys can probably figure it out. It's pretty easy. It'll be cheaper than that.
yeah, but who knows? Not by much, maybe.
Well, yeah, it's a huge price tag, but I don't know, it looks to me like it's the top of the line, like has the best features, a little bit more than the VR. It has those 2 controllers. It has the cameras in the room that kind of you can move around
Right,
with
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so the Vive, it does have a lot of features.
Yeah. And then as well, the Oculus Rift, that it was unclear how much that's going to sell for, which I thought was interesting too, because they're not actually going to charge you until it ships. So this is for Canadian customers, obviously. In US, I think it's going to be around $600 for the thing, plus the couple extra features, controller or whatever, for the Oculus Rift. So it'll be around $850 Canadian. But you won't pay, like you'll pay the exact US dollar exchange rate at the time it ships,
Right.
which I thought was pretty weird. Why they would do that, and not just say, hey, here, this is what you're gonna pay.
Yeah, I think that's a bit strange, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I have a DK too, an Oculus Rift development kit too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and some classmates went in and split it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it in a while.
Right.
actually. But I could ask for it and have it back. But yeah, it was fun when I had it. I played a lot of Elite Dangerous on the virtual reality.
Okay.
I found that really fun because in Elite Dangerous, you're just a guy sitting in a spaceship,
Right.
and so that feels very much like what I want it to feel like. So when I put the Oculus Rift on, it's very immersive. I found that combined with my big over-ear headphones that I have was like a super immersive experience.
Wow.
I had no other way other than I could feel the floor in my room with my feet. I had no other way of knowing that I was not actually in space, like gravity. But
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty cool.
I found that really fun actually, and I think VR could do a lot of cool things like that. I also was watching this trailer on a game called Super Hypercube, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a VR game that's kind of like this Tetris thing in 3D in virtual reality, and so you have to like fit cubes through other like it's hard to describe. You have like there's a wall coming at you with a shape cut out into it, and you have to like fit the Tetris piece.
Oh, I gotcha.
Through the wall.
Kind of like
virtual-
those game shows you see online.
Yeah.
Where people got to make
have
the
to, like,
shake
jump-
themselves.
Yeah, they have to like jump through in the star shape and stuff. Yeah, but it's like that. But apparently it's pretty crazy, and there's lots of lasers, and it looks really interesting on virtual reality because you get to see the shapes in their 3D kind of shape.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Virtual reality is here. Like it's coming. It's now. But just you gotta be ready to pony up the big time cash money, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
All right, buddy. Well, that's all I've got for the news. I figured this episode, we didn't do it last episode. Some of our news topics last episode were some new releases, but I figured we could just go through some notable Steam releases, some games that looked interesting or some that were just kind of funny that we just wanted to talk about real quick. So I compiled a list. I think I've got maybe 10 that we can go through pretty quick or talk about whatever we want. So the first one is Congo. Congo released on 21st of March 2016 for $10.99 Canadian. It says, grab some friends and dive into the jungles of Congo, a co-op horror action game set in the dark and haunting jungle. Light-fearing demons attack from the shadows. Work together as a team to find rescue from wave after wave of intense attack by scavenging an array of weapons and items. So this just looks like a basic two-person, two-player kind of survival game. Have you seen that one on Steam, Josh?
No, I'm just looking at it now, though. I'll be honest, this doesn't look like a kind of game that I would enjoy.
No.
I'm not a big horror game guy at all.
No, me neither.
So, yeah, that's probably why I haven't seen it creep up on my Steam. Like, I don't have any relatable kind of purchases or interests, you know?
Well, yeah, and it looks like the reviews are pretty mixed. Nobody's really liking it so far, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, maybe one to skip.
That's not even an early access game, eh? That's a full release.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like, though. I wonder what the gameplay is like, and how long are there rounds, or is it kind of just you can survive indefinitely kind of thing?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I looked at it and I was like, well, I was curious. I thought, well, how's this going to work? Because usually, the survival games are often single player, like kind of those horror single player experiences. So it's always interesting to see like a co-op or multiplayer horror experience, just to see kind of what they do with it.
Especially without it being like Rust and stuff, where it's kind of MMO multiplayer, like where everyone can just mess around with you.
That's right.
Whereas it's more co-op oriented. I like that idea.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll try it out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I like the idea of co-op games, though.
I love co-op games.
Just saying, yeah.
Okay, from horror in the complete opposite direction. Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed was released on 21st of March 2016.
What is that called again?
Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed.
Okay.
It's quite a mouthful.
Yes.
It's $32.99 Canadian. It says, choose your tag team and rip through massive hordes of enemies with exciting aerial and ground-based combos. Look out, though. Take too many hits and your clothes and defense will end up shredded. That's the part that got me that I thought was pretty funny. Take too many hits and your clothes and defense will end up shredded.
Yeah, what does it mean by that? This looks like an exciting game.
It's like a hack and slash kind of RPG action anime game.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny that, like, the image in my mind of game was, okay, so you're this anime character, and the more you get beat up, the more your clothes get shredded. I just thought that was a funny image in my head.
That is funny. I'm looking at the screenshots from it. It looks kind of interesting.
I know. I was interested.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that good. I mean, there were 508 reviews, overwhelmingly positive. But hey, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's more like if you're into this type of game, then this is probably a great game.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, for sure. Maybe one to check out.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, on that same kind of theme, again on March 21st comes Don't Die, Dateless Dummy. It says, choose your route carefully and win the heart of a special girl, or you might end up a level 30 wizard. Will you walk the path of a changed man, or will your magical powers be unleashed?
Wow, this looks like a classic Newgrounds dating game that I played back in my preteen years.
That's right. That's right. $3.29. You know what? I have to say, when I look at games like this, I'm like, okay, there's people play these, people buy these, $3 or whatever, that's great. But the descriptions, like, come on. Choose your route carefully and win the heart of a special girl. Okay. Or you might end up a level 30 wizard. Like, you give me no information of what's going to happen in the game.
See, that makes me think that like you can become a wizard and use spells, but I think that might just mean like a 30-year-old version or something.
Oh.
I don't know though.
You got to hook up with one of these girls, or you could end up a 30-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
Boy.
Or, AKA, a level 30 wizard.
I thought about maybe doing like a let's play for that or something like that, just for some fun. But then, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, next up. This one I thought was right up your alley. On March 22nd came Out of the Park Baseball 2017. Now officially licensed by MLB.com and the MLBPA, is the best baseball strategy game ever created. Guide your favorite MLB franchise to glory, play any historical season, or create a fictional baseball world. Play solo or in online leagues. Own the future, rewrite the past.
See, that I would love to play that, but I don't know how long, like... Okay, it's like in NHL 15 or whichever I have on my PS4. Like, I love the be a GM mode, and I love doing all the trades and things.
Yeah.
But what I think I really like about it is that once I get the craziest, most stacked team ever, I love playing those guys.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you can play in this one.
No, this is just like a stats congregator, and like you can do all the GMing and stuff and the ownership, and there's probably way more depth to this. But that comes with the high learning curve as well.
Well, they're probably right that it's the best baseball strategy game ever created.
But not necessarily.
Doesn't seem like it'd be a great fit. But I'm sure people who are loved in the fantasy sports and that kind of stuff would like this game.
Yeah, I think so.
But for $43.99,
I think you really have to like.
It's a bit up there. You really gotta like it. There's a reason there's only been 23 reviews so far.
True.
Plus, it's only been up for a day.
Yeah, I don't know. There's this view of the game in the screenshots that's like you can see the field and you can see all the players. I wonder if you can see like simulated plays going on. I wonder how detailed the simulation is really.
Yeah.
Does it go pitch by pitch? That's crazy. I would have liked to have created this game.
I gotta think it would go pitch by pitch though. Like
Yeah,
if you're gonna go so in depth with the stats that the guy every time they run the algorithm or whatever to see if he gets a hit or swings or strikes or whatever.
Yeah, that's nuts. I would like to see how that plays out, and then that'd be fun. Maybe I will check this game out as kind of an idle thing to do.
Yeah.
When I'm looking for something more casual to just jump in.
Well, you're the big baseball guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd
probably love it. Like, let's get real. I'm probably hesitant to buy it just because it would eat up all of my time.
You'd be way better at it than I would be, for sure.
Well, probably not. It's just numbers, right?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's true.
That's true.
You don't know what all those funny stats are.
No.
Baseball's packed filled with funny stats.
Yeah, I'm out. All right, up next. Again, on March 22nd comes Polaris Sector. Can anyone build an empire in a place like this? Other factions are naturally suspicious of newcomers and may wage war at the first sign of unidentified craft. Here, a natural death is an uncommon luxury. And this is for $43.99 as well. This looks like a 4X strategy game, like you kind of try to take over the galaxy and manage your empire across the galaxy.
Wow, it even has ship customization, and I wonder, huh?
The
See,
description,
I might check this out.
yeah, no, it looked pretty cool, but I had to look a little bit at it because when I read the description, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in this game.
Yeah, like what is the gameplay like? I mean, the popular user-defined tags for this product, according to Steam, are simulation, 4X, strategy, space, grand strategy. So
Okay, but how do you actually play? Like, is it going to be like Civilization, where you take over a star system and then you build shit there, or like what's going to happen?
yeah, true. There's no kind of hint as to what the gameplay might be like.
An interesting one, though. I thought that maybe some people might take a chance on that one.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting game. It's probably got, again, a ton of depth.
Yeah. all those games do, I find, though, like if you're going to charge around $40 for the game, you're going to get they usually get real specific and real in depth just because there's a market for people out there who love to just really absorb themselves in those games.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is if you make a game and sell it and it has a lot of depth, there's going to be at least one person where that game kind of becomes their all-consuming gaming addiction.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that would be interesting. I mean, again, I don't know that this is necessarily for me, but it would be fun, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm a big fan of strategy games, but again, like I just wish I could see more or get some more. I have to look up YouTube videos or stuff like that. Well, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do after this podcast is done recording. I'll watch YouTube videos of all these games that you're mentioning.
Nice. All right. Well, maybe except for this one. Next up, on March 22nd, Mimpy Dreams. Help Mimpy save his friends by peeing on everything in his path in this sequel. No, seriously. You save Mimpy's progress by peeing on checkpoints in this game. Platform through 5 different worlds of puzzling dreams in this dog adventure. Chill in this trippy, casual illustration come alive. And that's for $10.99. I took a look at this game, and it's right. It is super trippy. Like, there's some weird stuff going on in this game. You're this dog, and you run through, and there's these weird creatures, and stuff comes up, and it looks really weird. I'm not sure how the gameplay would be, but it looks like a basic platformer.
Yeah, it does look like a basic platformer with some puzzle elements. I noticed when I was searching it that there's also a game just called Mimpy, which came out January 20th, 2015, which I guess is the first one in this in the series.
So Mimpy, it's got its own franchise now.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how successful was Mimpy, because it's only $5, and right now it's $5.20, and right now it is 75% off.
Oh.
So, who knows, man? This could be a crazy successful franchise.
Could be. Well, you see games like that with sequels and stuff like that maybe you think, well, if it has a sequel, it's got to be decent.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just sold enough, right, to make a sequel, and then hopefully maybe they're banking on their sequel selling a lot more. Especially at $11. Holy.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of content this contains. Again, talking about depth from before, it's like this game looks to me, it does mention the word casual, but to me, a lot less depth.
I know. No, it looked real simple and like a game that's trying to sell copies just based on, oh, hey, you get to play as a dog and you get to pee on stuff when you reach a checkpoint.
Yeah.
That's what it screams to me. I would recommend don't buy this game.
Just from your first impressions of the Steam page.
Well, that's what it says to me. Maybe there's more to it, but I look at the Steam page, I go, no, I'm not going to buy this game.
That's my first impression when I looked at the Steam page as well. That doesn't look like a game I would be interested in.
Alrighty. Next up, on March 22nd again, comes Vortex the Gateway. Vortex the Gateway is an open-world survival horror game with 2 game modes. If you want to survive, then be alert, sneak, build, and fight. Meanwhile, life back on Earth changes dramatically. What changes? You will get bits of information through your adventure. Prepare for the worst. And this one is $21.99. See, this one was one that I was actually, all of them, I was probably the most interested in. Because at first, to me, it looked like a basic survival game. So like Rust or like that Congo game we just talked about,
Or Daisy, or yeah.
you build your shelter, you survive. There's creatures you have to fight, stuff like that. But then when it talked about, meanwhile, life back on Earth changes dramatically.
Yeah, what does that mean?
And there were a couple clips in the trailer of like UFOs coming and picking a person up. I couldn't like it didn't really look like it was your character, but picking people up. I thought, wow, maybe this has something else to it. I was intrigued.
I don't know. This guy's fighting a giant, like, scorpion-looking thing with a wooden spear. That looks like it's just a sharp piece of wood. It doesn't even have, like, the metal or a piece of stone attached to the end.
Man's going to work.
Yeah, like, that sounds like a battle.
There were some pretty cool creatures in it, too. Like, okay, it wasn't, like, there was a big pterodactyl-like thing, too, that was coming to sweep down. It was like, okay, how are you going to take this down with one of those wooden spears?
Yeah.
Like it looked like a challenge, and with an interesting twist, one that I might take a look at.
Yeah. See, again, this doesn't look like for me. I'm not a big first-person guy, and I'm not a big survival horror guy.
Right.
So that game is probably out for me.
All right.
At least on my current budget.
Yeah, true. Money willing, we'd buy all these games, but
yeah, I'd have the biggest Steam library ever.
But Video Games Day is not quite raking in the dough yet. We'll get there though.
Soon.
I
don't know if by last show I had announced or whatever, but I officially got a job offer.
Oh, really?
So I'm like starting in April. I'm a full-time game developer now.
Oh, that's awesome! Round of applause for Josh, everybody.
Hey.
Josh is a full-time game developer. Now you actually people can trust what you say now.
Right. Like, well, now I have to be careful about what I say, lest I ruin my reputation.
That's true. That's true. Better watch it now.
Yeah, I have to be careful.
Okay.
Than anything.
Next up is on March 23rd. So this is today. This released today. Professional Farmer 2017.
Whoa. Professional Farmer.
Professional Farmer, and I don't know. I didn't have time. I don't know if this is from the same people as Farming Simulator.
See, I don't think it is. I think it's in direct competition with.
But it's the same font.
It's the same, almost the same picture as well. Like, it's very similar.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if that's anyway. The description says, "Get ready for the rural lifestyle. This game is set on your own farm. Enjoy the life of a farmer with all its amazing tasks and challenges. Drive your original vehicles, cultivate your fields, take care of your animals, and market your produce. Different seasons and weather conditions guarantee realistic game fun." Yeah. Okay. This looks exactly like Farming Simulator 2015. I played Farming Simulator 2015. I reviewed Farming Simulator 2015. Don't buy it. Don't
buy Farming Simulator.
Don't buy any of it.
See, Kate, but Farming Simulator 15 has very positive user reviews and almost 7,000 of them. Whereas Professional Farmer 2017, which, mind you, just came out, has 3 mostly negative reviews.
Yeah, so listen. These games are perfect simulations of what it's like to be a farmer. Great.
But you don't want to be a farmer.
But like, if you want to be a farmer, go be a farmer. You can do it. It's work. Like, it's a job. It's like Accountant Simulator. Like, would you want to play that?
See, well, that's the thing, is a lot of people are accountants in real life, and so they don't want to play Accountant Simulator, but they wish that they could be a farmer. So they want to play Farmer Simulator in their free time.
See, to me, it's an excellent simulation, but I just go, why? Why?
Yeah, you get to watch your stuff grow, and
I can't believe I played it for like 10 hours. Farming Simulator. This is the different game, okay? But it looks like it's almost the exact same game.
It does look almost the exact same.
And I was pissed off.
Oh, I would like to know, like, how much Farm Simulator has this copyrighted, and if they can even... I don't know. This is weird. It's
weird.
like there's 2 of the exact same game.
I know.
Not that that's never happened before, but...
And I thought maybe it was the same developer, but then I looked at the gameplay, and the gameplay looks different.
How so?
Like, the graphics and just the vehicles and the way just the way it looks, it doesn't look better than Farming Simulator 2015. It just looks different.
I agree. It does just look slightly, very slightly different.
Like, not better, not like they would have improved on their past game, like different, like it's somebody copying them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if anybody out there knows. Actually, you would know. Is Farming Simulator first person? Or
Yes.
like,
Yes,
okay.
it's first person.
see from what I picked up on Professional Farmer, that doesn't look first person.
Well, you can, when you're in a vehicle, you can go third person.
Oh, okay, then maybe I don't know.
Yeah, when you're walking, you're just first person.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Listen, I wouldn't buy it if I were you.
No, I don't. I like to think that I'm busy. I don't have time to be like working another job.
Yeah, I don't have time for another job.
But at the same time, I would play out of the park baseball, which is just looking at spreadsheets and stats and
True. Why don't you do that in real life?
right. Like I could. The only problem is in real life, I can't make a trade if I don't like a player. I would
That's
just
true.
have to sit there and be grumpy that the Blue Jays still have so and so.
That's true. That's true. Okay, and last on our list of interesting releases, this one I thought maybe might be up your alley. That's why I picked it. I thought maybe it's a game you'd be interested in.
Okay.
It's called Brick Inventions. Brick
Oh,
Inventions.
yeah. Okay. This popped up on my Steam
Yeah.
as like recommended for you.
Brick Inventions is a physics-based building game. It combines simple blocks with realistic physics so that everything in the game can be completely destroyed. Build awesome structures, invent machines, master difficult challenges, or play exciting multiplayer battles against your friends. Yeah, this is one that I thought you'd be interested in. It's you kind of build things with blocks, and then I guess you can just build. But you can also kind of compete and destroy each other's stuff, and looked like it had some realistic physics. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, like it looks like it would be fun for a little bit, and then it would, to me, I don't know what I would end up doing after I kind of built one thing. I'm not the guy who's going to sit there in Minecraft and make
Yeah.
all of Toronto block by block because I just don't have the patience. But
And then you just destroy it anyways.
yeah, like in this game, it looks like you would do that and then just shoot rockets at it.
Yeah, so maybe it's good for one massive build, and then you destroy everything, and then you're done.
Yeah,
So maybe
that's
not
just
worth.
me. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be done after my first. I would build a big tower, shoot a bunch of rockets at it, and then I'd probably just be bored.
Yeah, so maybe not worth $7.79.
Nah, it's actually pretty cheap. It could be worth that cheap.
Well, you got to get 2 hours out of that, right?
Right, pretty much 2 hours.
Yeah, you could probably get 2 hours of fun out of this game.
Definitely.
Okay, and just a reminder that Video Games Day is brought to you by Yes Guy Gaming. Yes Guy Gaming's the online YouTube channel that and website that I run. Check us out at yesguygaming.com or our YouTube channel. Look at all the videos and reviews and stuff that we have for you there. Hopefully we'll get Josh on there. Wow, we already got Josh on there. Episode 1. You're on there,
Hey.
buddy.
Hey, yeah.
Yes
So,
Guy.
I am a Yes Guy gamer.
You are a Yes Guy gamer.
Nice.
Okay, so now we'll move on to the games we've been playing this week. Josh, what have you been playing this week?
I've really only been playing one game this week, and I played and beat the Dishonored game.
Dishonored. So you started and finished.
Yes, I had started it a long, long time ago, I think around when it came out, and at the time it wasn't holding my attention, and now I finally got back to it. I started a new game,
Right.
and I played and beat it. And I must say, I did the no killing and never getting detected way. Like I played it
Yeah.
completely ghost without any walkthroughs or online help. I played it just on my own.
And you
Okay.
did it.
And I did it. I mean, I had to I would die a lot or I would restart or load a recent save. Don't get me wrong. But I think it was fun. It was fun doing that.
Nice. See, yeah, so at E3 last year, they announced Dishonored 2, I think.
Yeah, now that I've been playing Dishonored, I've been looking up news and info about it. And yeah, I heard about Dishonored 2, but only briefly.
Yeah, and it looked pretty cool, like with the hook thing that you got and stuff like that. And I look back at Dishonored 1, and I couldn't really it didn't strike me as one that I would go back and play. But was it one that's worth looking at?
Yeah, I would say definitely check out Dishonored. It's if you like stealth games at all, it's totally good. I had a blast. I think now that I'm done, it was kind of short for me.
How long?
I think I only played about 10 hours and I beat it.
Okay.
And it was only short feeling because I really wanted to play more of it.
Okay.
I really liked the gameplay. I liked that you could have this you have like magical abilities in the game, and I really liked those. I liked the blink ability. I love games with blink abilities, and I don't know why. I think it's just that fast traversal of the environment.
So what's the blink ability?
So you kind of just point your cursor at a place you want to go, and then you press the blink ability spell button, and it gives you a little highlighted area where your guy's going to land a fixed distance out in front of you, and you can use it to like climb up buildings or up outside of buildings, and then you can use it to blink past guards if they're facing a certain direction, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's super handy, like utility tool that you can get around quickly with.
So there's probably some like decent speed runs of that game. We're just like blink, 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 blink.
Oh man, part of the reason I played Dishonored was I had just recently seen a video that was kind of like a highlight reel thing of how good someone was at Dishonored, using all the abilities kind of thing and whatever. And so they would like pause. You can like freeze time is one of your abilities.
Okay.
So he would like freeze time, shoot a bunch of arrows at guards, and then blink over here and like stab this guy and blink off this ledge and jump off, all before time resumed. And then time would resume, and he'd kill like 5 guys in a row. And then he would blink, blink, blink over to this part of the map and kill these 7 guards really fast. And I was like, holy mackerel! Like I want to be that good.
So were you that good? Could you?
No, not even close.
You couldn't quite get to that level?
No, that guy was that guy would probably also be good at all first-person shooters, which I am not good at. So.
Okay. So Dishonored, probably like a good one to go through and prep for Dishonored 2. Like what like is that one that you're definitely going to play?
Yeah, now that I've played Dishonored 1, I am way more excited for Dishonored 2. Like I'm really excited for it.
So like you'll get that at release?
Yeah, probably. If
Nice.
not at release, then the first chance I get.
Yeah, it was one that I looked at, and it seemed pretty cool, but just one that just fell through the cracks. I did, I had a bunch of other stuff that I wanted to play, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah, that was me as well. I was like kind of said to myself, oh, it's just another first-person sort of stealth game. It didn't feel very different or anything. But then once I got playing it, I was like, wow, these magic powers are super fun. Again, like I didn't kill anybody in my playthrough, so I never used my sword. I never used my pistol or my crossbow. I didn't even use sleeping tranquilizer darts, except for one kind of little side mission-y thing. You have to duel a guy, and instead of killing him with the pistol, I wanted to make sure he got knocked out. But other than that, I didn't use any of like the weapons. I would either knock out guys from behind by like chokeholding them, or I would just sneak by them.
Right.
And I found that really rewarding. I liked so in the game you play as an assassin. Like your job is to eliminate targets.
But you don't have to kill anyone.
But yeah, there's always an alternate way to do it. And like sometimes I think always it's presented in the mission as kind of a non-lethal route to that. So slight spoiler alert, but one of the first missions, you can either kill this guy or you can brand his face like with one of those hot metal brands.
Uh-huh.
And that brands him as a heretic against like the church that's in the game. And so then he's like removed from power, because if you have that mark on your face, you can't be in power.
But you didn't have to kill him.
But you don't have to kill him. Exactly.
Ah, see, that's great. So it's a game that's probably worth multiple playthroughs. Like you go through one time,
100%.
maybe just basic, and then maybe you go through one time without killing anybody like you did, and then go through the second time, just say I'm going to try to kill everybody, or just go through and have fun with it.
Right, like you could play on your first playthrough as just kind of using the tools the game gives you, so you could try and like discover which tool is best for each given scenario. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you come up to a room and this room seems like you could sneak through, and then the next room seems like it'd be easier if you just blasted your way through or whatever.
Right.
But then, yeah, in your second playthrough, you could try and go full stealth. In your third playthrough, you could go full guns blazing. Who knows?
Nice.
And then, as well as you're playing, there's kind of a chaos stat going up or down in the background. And so if you kill people, it counts towards your chaos, and you get higher chaos, which then in the end of the game determines like which ending you get.
Oh, okay.
And so I got the low chaos ending because I didn't kill anybody.
Right.
But apparently there is like an alternate ending, so that at least warrants a second playthrough.
That's definitely
where
worth
I do
it.
go through and kill everybody.
That's definitely worth a second playthrough.
Yeah.
So you get the highest chaos rating, and then I guess that would give you a different ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, and yeah, it's only 2 endings, and the story is basically the same, but that's that's beside the point. And the levels are really well designed. There was always like a vent for me to go through, or like
Right.
something I could climb on to be at a higher vantage point in terms of stealth. But then at the same time, there was always ammo and stuff in case I needed it if I was killing people. You know?
Yeah, well, and if you have if you enjoy playing the game and it's not super long, like under 10 hours, like you said, multiple playthroughs aren't that big a deal if you have fun playing the game.
Exactly. And I think honestly, as much as the 10 hours left me definitely wanting more, I think that's a good length for the game.
Yeah.
I think if it was longer, it could be kind of too drawn out, you know?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Sometimes, as fun as GTA is and The Witcher 3, at times it's like, wow, I'm still playing this game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It does make you go, whoa, eh? When you sink so many hours into a game, when a game like that at 10 hours kind of leaves you like, hey, this is the right amount of time.
Yeah, maybe 10 to 12 hours for me is ideal. But at that point, I don't want to pay $60 for it.
Yeah, true.
So
that's probably a $40 game at that point.
Yeah, like if I want a good AAA game experience that is only 10 to 12 hours, I don't want $60 worth. You know?
Right. No, I totally know what you mean.
Anyway, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing 2 games this week. I'm doing a review of one of them, but I started playing one for a bit just 'cause I thought I just want to have some fun. So I've been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Okay.
So I'm sure a lot of people go, oh, Knights of the Republic, yeah, we're in Revan and all that. No, this is the online MMO version, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of as well. And it's a game that I've sunk over the years so many hours into.
Yeah, I've played that with you.
Like I've played this game in its second year, and now it's been 4 years of this game, and they've released a huge major update that I've wanted to go back to and just feel out this update and see what they've changed and if it's made it better, and kind of change the reasons why I left the game. And truthfully, it has. And that's what I was so excited about. Is like the reason I stopped playing in the first place is because, like any MMO, it's so grindy. Like you got to go and just do all these fetch quests, and you got to go through the same missions over and over again just to level up, just to get to the late game, which again is just grinding to get better gear and stuff like that. Which, okay, is fun, but it just drags on over and over again. So after you max out 1-2 characters, maybe that. Like, why are you going to play a third? It's all the same missions again, right?
Right.
So what they've changed is that they've tried to make a revisit to the story. What made their original PlayStation and Xbox games good was how intense and intriguing the story was. So what they've done, they've totally changed it. So now you only have to do the story missions to level up to level 60. So you can go through straight the whole story, which takes... I don't know. I don't know how much long it would take now. I would guess maybe 5 to 10 hours. I'm not sure. To go through the whole story. Then you get your character maxed out at level 60. Then there's a whole new chapter-based story system that they're adding gradually. I think they've just released the trailer for chapter 2. So chapter 1's out, and it looked really cool. They changed the companions so that it doesn't matter what companion you have with you. You can have a tank or a damage or a healer with you at any time.
Right.
Like they can all do all 3, so that now they can maybe kill companions or have them go away, or you can lose them. They can add some consequences to it, which is pretty unique among MMOs, which I love and I was super excited about. But when I got into it, it was just the same thing again.
Oh, really?
It was just. Yeah, I was doing the story missions, but it's the same. You gotta run. It's like a running simulator. You gotta run forever to these missions. Yeah, you get a couple mobs of enemies, and then you're done. It's just like...
So yeah, I think a lot of MMOs suffer from that, and as much as I think that is a problem, I don't have a solution. So I don't know how much help I can be.
No, I know, and I don't... Basically what it is you gotta suck up the first few hours when you're starting a character to get into the later hours when you're actually fired up and you actually really want to see what's going to happen next. Whereas in the first few hours, they're just setting up the story. So you're not that fired up about the story. Like in Characters Past, I used to play and I'd get to a certain point. I'm like, oh, I really just want to see what happens next. So I'd rush. I'd try to get to the point where I could play the next missions because I was so interested. But I'm like, why am I going to spend 3 to 4 hours starting this character? Like, is it worth it? No. So I just stopped.
Fair.
It was pretty sad.
Yeah.
But I stopped because I was moving on to another game that I'm currently reviewing.
Okay.
Which this is one of the most interesting games I've ever played.
Okay.
And in a good and a bad way. It's called Bound by Flame. It was a somewhat major release, but just didn't get any traction. I don't think it sold that well. Like, it looks pretty good. You play as a mercenary who, through the first sequence of the game, gets a demon possesses you and gives you these awesome powers. And through these powers, it allows you're the only one who can save the world from pure destruction. So you go through the story, meet characters, and fight enemies and stuff. And it sounds like it could be a really awesome game.
Yeah, it does.
Like and the graphics look cool. Like, to me, it looks like a mix of Skyrim. Like, it's like a Skyrim Mass Effect hybrid that they went for.
Okay.
With like a fantasy hand-to-hand combat with some like bow and arrow and magic elements from Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls series. Then they've tried to add the dialogue and the story that Mass Effect did so well.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work.
Huh. That sucks.
It's so weird. I have such a hard time judging this game because I'll tell, like, the first scene, you go in, these priests are doing this, whatever. The demon possesses you. You get these sweet powers, and you take down this giant of an enemy, this huge frickin' enemy. You attack, take out its legs, and then stab it right through the heart. Pretty epic first scene.
I mean, the monster design looks outstanding.
Like, cool monsters, you kill them, and you overcome this huge thing right off the bat, and then your guy's standing there, he's like, and then your team comes up and goes, all right, let's go. And your guy literally says in the game, did you guys not see what I just did? Like, I just took down a huge frickin' beast, and you're acting like it's, what's for lunch, is what he says. He says that. And then right after that line, your captain goes, I said shut it, Vulcan. That's your name. I said shut it, Vulcan. And then that goes to black, fades to black.
What?
And I'm like, what is this? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, your character notices the fault in the dialogue.
And they did nothing about it.
Your character says it, and then they literally do nothing about it the very next line. I'm like, oh my god. So, like, the dialogue is just, it's the worst of any game I've ever played.
Where does the story go from there? You just, like, go out and keep killing more monsters?
It's hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain because it's so convoluted with what's going on. An army of undead are sweeping through the world, and the demon knows how to stop it.
And they need to put the demon in a body.
Yeah, they do. They didn't know they were going to get the demon.
Okay.
But the demon can talk to you in your head.
Okay.
And so you are now on this journey to save the world and get to what's called the World Heart, which I guess is like the core of the world. And
right.
to stop the undead army who's like using its power to take over the world, you have to stop them.
Sounds like quite the game idea.
It's out there. It's way out there.
Yeah, this sounds like someone was going, and then, and it's like, okay, man, slow down.
I tell you for 5 seconds what the game is about, and I have to say all that for you to just understand. Like, man, the dialogue, okay, again, worst dialogue of any game I've ever played.
Yeah.
But I love my character. I can barely choose, like, there's barely any dialogue options. There's some. But I love what my character says. Like, your character Vulcan is this mercenary, gruff asshole. And you have some pretty clever lines because all the other characters in the game, everyone you talk to, is so poorly written and acted. But yet your character is well written and well acted. The guy from Skyrim who played Brynjolf from the Thieves Guild questline,
Really?
it plays the male Vulcan or whatever. And you have some awesome lines, but everybody else just has some dumb lines. Like and the combat is the weirdest. It is so weird.
Like it doesn't feel right.
It feels wrong. You can go into ranger stance, which you pull out two knives and you kind of go a quick style, or you can pull out your heavy weapon and go big brawler type. And they're both pretty much the same. With one, instead of you dodge, in the ranger you dodge, and in the warrior stance you parry, like you block.
Right.
But you end up having to press attack, guard. Attack, guard.
Like
Attack,
all the time.
attack, guard. And you repeat this process for every enemy because it's rarely any different.
Yeah, that sucks.
So it's the same thing. But then what complicates things is when you meet up, say, 7 enemies, you can't, and some of them have ranged projectiles. You'll never get an attack in because they'll all attack. If they all attack like bam, 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 then you've got to keep holding guard
The whole time.
You can't get away. So how are you supposed to kill them?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I don't know. Some situations I don't even know how I got out of them.
See, that sounds like a game design flaw to me.
Huge game design flaw.
And it's like, how can you not, as a game designer, I don't know, I'm not a game designer by any means, but it sounds like, how can you not realize that this is just not going to be fun? You haven't given the player, like, the tools to deal with this scenario effectively. Like, yes, they can, apparently, like you said, like, you dealt with it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it wasn't fun.
Well, there were just so many situations where I just died over and over again. One, I was just playing today, and this is pretty far into the game, so I'm pretty leveled up. But I got in a situation where there's 3 ranged enemies and like 1 big hulking enemy. So if I go to attack any one of the 3 ranged enemies, the other 2 shoot me. I can't block it because I can't see it coming. And the big hulker just takes out my companion instantly, and I die.
Huh.
And your character is so weak. Like, it takes 2 hits for you to die in this game.
Huh. Okay.
I have no idea what I'm going to rate this game. I know it's not good, but I'm so interested by it.
Like, it could be good.
It could be so good. Because you have interactions with this demon that's inside you, and when you side with the demon, you start to take on the appearance of a demon.
Oh, really?
You grow horns, your skin darkens, your eyes start to turn red, and you get more fiery powers. Like, it's really cool, but just so poorly executed.
Huh. See, I really like the idea of that. I don't know if you remember the old Fable games.
Yeah.
Back when they were really good. And and you could, like, do good things, and you would slowly get a halo above your head, or you could do bad things, and you would grow horns. And
Yep. No, I definitely remember that. I beat Fable 3. It was the same kind of thing. If you did a lot of ranged kills, you got taller.
Yeah, you get taller and shit. Yeah, I love that.
No, and that's a cool part of the game. I love that. So I'm like, but the problem is, again, the converse. You don't look any different if you don't side with the devil. It's not like you become more angelic.
You just are a human.
You just are a human.
That's kind of unfortunate. They had a whole other.
I know.
Go.
So it's so frustrating, but it's really interesting. It'll be a good review, and there's just other funny things that I took some notes on, just that I'll try to do some funny parts in my review, like when he opens, like loot crates, instead of Link, how Link opens them, he just opens them, grab what's inside. This guy just kicks it. So he just kicks it and it breaks, and then you collect the loot.
That's weird. Hey guys, instead of doing like a lid opening animation, we're just gonna make it explode.
We're just gonna make a kick destroy animation.
Yeah, and then that's fine.
That's all. Yeah, no, it's good. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
It depends. Like, that'd be fun.
I just laugh at it. So
That's funny.
no, it's funny.
Anything else
No,
that you've been?
that's it.
I have one more game that I was playing.
Oh,
Maybe two. I don't know if I mentioned it last week because I'd only played like 5 minutes of it. But a game called Kingdom.
no, you hadn't mentioned it. I've seen
you heard-
Kingdom.
Have you heard of it?
It's like a 2D defense kind of game, right?
Right, like you kind of get money
Yeah.
by running around, and then you have to buy upgrades for your kingdom, and you have to hire peasants or whatever to work in your kingdom and defend your kingdom, and you kind of eventually the goal is to destroy these portals that are summoning the bad guys.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
See, and it looks amazing. The pixel graphics are unreal. The music is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. And I want to play it more, but for me, it's just, I don't know, it's too slow, and there's no real tutorial. And at the same time, I've heard that part of the fun is discovering what everything does. You don't really need a tutorial for the controls, because
Right.
it's like 3 buttons.
Mhm.
But you need a tutorial for, I think, for what each upgrade does. So you get money, and you can kind of give it to this guy or this tree or this like area that just has, it says, oh, you can give it money.
Uh-huh.
And you don't know what it's going to do until you give it money.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I heard like part of the fun is that you give something money and you realize, oh, okay, I don't want to necessarily give that money now.
But you can take it back?
No, you can't get it back once you give
Oh.
it. I know, so you have to start a new game. Which, like, I don't know. I can't get addicted to it. I've heard it's quite addicting, but I just
Ah.
can't seem to be addicted to it.
Oh, that's too bad. No, it looked, like I said, I looked at it, it looked awesome.
Yeah, it looks great. It was good. It looks good. It sounds good. It probably is good. I just maybe haven't given it the time. I've given it an hour now, and I don't know. It's not great. Oh yeah, the other game that I was talking about is a game called 12 is Better Than 6.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of Hotline Miami?
Yeah.
Okay, so it plays like that, but it's a top-down, action-packed game where you go and you shoot guys, basically.
Oh, okay.
But this is in a hand-drawn, pen-on-paper style world.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so it's just like everything is white, and then it's kind of like blue and black pen. And you're this Mexican with a sombrero on, and you have your guns and stuff. But the shooting mechanics are all kind of unique. So
Yeah.
to shoot the revolver, you have to left click to shoot, and then right click to recock the gun. So instead of just
Oh.
being able to like spam your left click button at enemies and hope that they die or whatever, you have to kind of shoot, recock, shoot, recock, shoot, recock. And so for the shotgun, it's a double barreled, so you only get 2 shots.
And then you have to reload.
Then you have to reload, but you also have to pump it or whatever in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So, like shoot, pump, shoot, and then reload.
So it's probably a little bit challenging just with the mouse and getting the controls right, because you might probably fire off a couple shots not at anybody.
Exactly, and there's also like a rifle, I think, that has 5 or 7 bullets. And you shoot and you have to recock the gun every time. And I think that adds a certain like level of challenge, which made it kind of fun.
Yeah, okay. Well, and the art style is pretty interesting. I don't know what it would look like to play in a full animation, but it's white. It's all white.
It's all white, but then the blood, there's still blood,
Right.
and that adds like a strong contrast. I
Yeah.
really had fun because it brought me back to the days of being in public school and doodling, and
Yeah, true.
it's kind of like what you wish you could have doodled. Like you wish you could have doodled a video game, and this
Yeah.
is someone has finally doodled a video game.
Yeah, there's no way I could doodle this for sure.
Yeah, same.
So
But-
is it like level based? You play a bunch of levels and then you finish, or?
Yeah, there's a story that goes along, so
Oh,
it's kind of
okay.
like, from what I can tell, again, I only have about an hour into this,
Right.
but you're trying to escape some town, and then you escape, and you gotta get vengeance, maybe?
Right. Okay. Well, what's the 12 is better than 6? What does that mean?
I think that's because 2 revolvers is better than 1 revolver.
Oh, like 12. Oh, okay. 12 shots.
It's better than 6 shots.
Got it.
I think that's what that means. I think that, I don't know if that has much to do with the game, or if that's just like a title
Right.
because it's Western.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it's definitely it's fun, and seeing like the over-the-top kind of death animations for guys with the blood splurting everywhere, and it's like that is fun.
See, I've seen a couple of those like top-down 2D shooters, and I've just never. It's not a genre that I've really gotten into. It just doesn't jive with me. I don't know. I'd rather play like a third-person shooter or a first-person shooter than the top-down,
Right.
or like a 2D platformer. Those are probably more my style.
See, I'm not a platformer guy, but I'd rather play the top-down.
Does the shotgun spray?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rifle, you can press shift to kind of extend your vision and see what's around you.
Oh, okay.
And the rifle, I think, like extends that a bit more, as if
Right.
it's kind of scoped or whatever,
Okay. Nice.
or has a longer range.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. Not great, but fun.
Oh. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this episode of Video Games, eh? Josh, I want to thank you for being here.
No problem at all, man. This is fun. I like this. We will do this again.
It's always a pleasure. You can find Video Games A on iTunes as well as SoundCloud, and on the Yes Guy Gaming website. There you can find various episodes and blog posts about Video Games A, as well as Yes Guy Gaming and the YouTube videos and reviews and Let's Plays that I do over there. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.